guys, on today's show, Little Somalia, aka Minnesota, continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. And the leftists over there think they're getting some scalps. They are not. So we're going to talk about that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box.
Show your personality.
Okay, you guys. Y'all, there has been so much happening with this Minnesota crap. And you know what's wild is that the media is just once again doing the dirty work that the Democrats want them to do, basically lying their faces off about this, the poor martyr, Renee Good, who was just murdered in cold blood by the ICE agent. No, this heifer was running him down, and her wife was basically egging her on to continue to do the most, and there was lethal force involved because this heifer employed some lethal force. So save it. But the media has basically had 93% negative coverage on what ICE is doing. And I haven't looked at any recent polls, and the fact that there haven't been many recent polls tell me that just maybe the American people are 100% behind what is going on. Again, we voted for this. But that doesn't matter to the filthy leftists over there because, again, they're doing the most. Now, this last weekend was particularly crazy because there was a church in Minneapolis that was having their Sunday service, as you do, and was basically accosted by a bunch of filthy leftist freaks screaming about Renee Good and hands up, don't shoot. That old chestnut, the lie of hands up, don't shoot.
Do you remember Michael Brown and Hands Up, Don't Shoot? First it was an evil white cop just shot an unarmed black man, and his hands were up, and he said, don't shoot. And then it came out that Michael Brown, had robbed a convenience store. So the story changed. Oh, he didn't take anything big. It wasn't that big of a deal. He shouldn't be shot over that. And then it came out that when the police officer confronted Michael Brown as a suspect for robbing, Michael Brown charged the officer and tackled him and tried to take his gun. And then that's when he got shot.
It's like, listen, I know you guys are useful idiots. I get it. I get that they use you because you're fucking stupid, okay? But the hands up, don't shoot thing has been debunked about a million ways from Sunday. But sure, continue on with that. So they go into this church and they cause a big old ruckus. I'm going to roll the clip so you can see it if you haven't. But there's a crazy guy whose point of view is shot from this video, like seriously crazy. So roll that clip.
The Lord is safe in your house. The safe you want to get your house in order.
That is correct.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good!
Renee Good! Renee Good! Don't shoot! 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 Shame!
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly. Renee Good! Renee Good!
We have a duty to win! We must love and support one another!
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out now. Out now. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not? Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity? You claim to be a Christian. Act like one.
I mean, they're just total assholes. Total assholes. And then we come to find out that the gay black man in America, Don Lemon, who used to have a show on CNN, and then they kicked him off, and then he's got his own little thing going on, which, you know, whatever, good for him. He was basically instigating this whole thing. If not instigating it, he was certainly in on the fun, okay? And he's now pretending like, I didn't know, I was just doing journalism. So let me set up what he said before he and the unwashed, filthy leftist decided to storm the church in complete violation of the FACE Act, which BT dubs is what the Civil Rights Department over at the DOJ is looking to charge them with. Disturbing the peace, the FACE Act, whatever. Basically, you can't block entrance to a church. You can't go in and, you know, show that ass in the middle of a church service because the people there have a right to worship and practice their First Amendment rights, and you don't get to come up and act a fool. But Don Lemon, before going in, he's now saying, of course, that I'm just a journalist, you guys. I'm just a journalist. I mean, I make it my mission to tell everyone that, you know, being a gay black man in America is like the worst thing you could possibly be. I mean, it's almost as if I'm in like, you know, Qatar or something where they're throwing me off a roof. Anyway, and let me remind everybody who Don Lemon is married to. He's married to a white man, okay? You know, side note, why are all of these people, these filthy leftists that rail about whiteness, are all married to white people? Like Ilhan Omar is married to little Timmy. We've got Senator Kneepads married to the nanny impregnator and woman beater Doug Emhoff. This Don Lemon and this whatever twink he's married to. I mean, the list goes on, okay? But yeah, that's not the point. So Don Lemon initially thinks, you know, I'm getting a scalp. I'm going in with these filthy leftists. We're all going to storm the place, and it's going to be amazeballs, okay? And so let's roll that clip of him, like, telling on himself before he does it. Roll that clip.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we're like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? Saw the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
Okay, and then now that the DOJ is basically promising him, you know, we're going to show you a good time, okay? Don Lemon is now backtracking, and he goes on this lizard person. I don't even know who this woman is. Like, she's thoroughly unattractive, which again, I'm sensing a theme among liberal white women. She's Botoxed her eyebrows to basically they look like they're scraping the top of her forehead. It's this chick named Jennifer Welch, and she's again, she looks like a lizard person. Anyway, he goes on her podcast, and he's basically like, all these MAGA people, they're only coming after me because my producers say, Of course they're coming after you, Don, because you're a gay black man in America. Roll that clip.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
And then to CYA some more won't work. Won't work because you told on yourself before you did the thing where you were in violation of the FACE Act, where you were disturbing the peace of a church service, which you have no reason to be there at all. You're just being an asshole, just like the rest of them. But afterwards, he was like, you guys, they're coming after me again because I'm a gay black man in America. Also because I'm a very important journalist. Roll that clip.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, what's her name? Something Hammett, Gillen or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church, before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah, he was just doing some journalism, you guys. But listen, you know what's great is that the ICE agents, like, it's funny because these dumbasses doing this stuff, which they promised to bring to a leftist city near you. So gird your loins, America. Because ICE is going and ICE is doing, and ICE is going to be rounding all these people up and shipping them out, okay? And the way you're riding and dying for just not only the Somali illegal aliens, which there are many, and there have been about a whole bunch rounded up so far. But it's not just the Somalis, of course. It's, the other brown people that Trump is just, white supremacying out of America, which it begs two questions. The first question is, if these people that are coming from these complete shithole countries claiming asylum, which, again, you can't claim asylum unless you claim asylum in the next country over. That's kind of the established rules of asylum, but no matter. Just let them all in. And it's like, on the one hand, it's like, I understand that Barack Obama, first black president, his idea of fundamental transformation was importing the third world and getting them all to be voting, which, duh, okay? We see that pretty clearly now. But it's like, on the one hand, you want to come here and you're doing it illegally and you're doing everything wrong, and then you're coming in and you're taking advantage of the taxpayer, and you're basically shoving the middle finger into America's face, okay? But at the same time, out of the other side of your mouth, you're like, America's a horrible, horrible place. It's a terrible white supremacist country. But yet I'm here, and yet I'm going to stay here. And how dare you try to deport me? Make it make sense, okay? But the ICE agents, these ICE agents now are basically turning the cameras around on these freaks and being like, we're gonna dox your asses now. There was a clip of an ICE agent, I think in Minneapolis, basically, putting his phone up. It's like, two can play at that game. Roll that clip.
You guys are doing here? Yeah. Look at them. Look at them. The ICC guys, be careful. You're over here.
It's not illegal to record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Why are you taking my information down?
Because we have a nice little database.
Oh, good.
And now you're considered a domestic terrorist. So
We're videotaping you? Are you crazy?
And then everyone's hero, this unsung hero over in Minneapolis, is in an apartment building, and some just, you can smell her from the screen. Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say she's fat and a person of color. Okay, and when you hear her voice, you're gonna be like, yeah, she's fat, like 100%. Anyway, she's out there, being the citizen journalist she thinks she needs to be, and he's basically telling her, I'm not going to tell you anything about this. You know why? Because you're a nobody. Roll that clip.
Hey, do you have a warrant? I'd like to see it. I can put it on video.
No.
Oh, you don't? So you don't have a
I have a
warrant?
warrant, but I'm not going to show you.
Why not?
Because you're nobody.
And then we've got ICE agents basically this is the thing. You push and you push and you push. And you push these people to the point where now, again, they're going to be doxing you. And they're going to be questioning you as to why exactly are you riding and dying for these people? Like, why are you wanting a child sex trafficker or sex molest, whatever? Like, whomever the illegal alien is that we're coming to round up today. Like, and they're 9 out of 10 criminal illegal aliens. Like, why do you want to live next to these people? What is wrong with you? Roll that clip.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressed. We're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane. That's what we're doing. My warrant's not for you. My warrant is not for you. I don't have to show you. It's insane. How you can be honking.
Okay, we will be right back. Hi, you guys. I would like to tell you all about my friend and photographer and author of How to Keep God First in a Social Media World, which you can find on Amazon, and all-around great human, Alan Bates. And Alan is your healthcare solution guy. Go to yourhealthbenefitsolution.com. If you're freaking out about your premiums, which why wouldn't you? Because of Obamacare is collapsing and it was always meant to collapse. But he can help you find the best prices for your family. And open enrollment is going on right now. So just get in touch with Alan at yourhealthbenefitsolution.com or give him a call at 713-824-4636. That's 713-824-4636. His name is Alan Bates. He's an amazing guy. Give him a call and let him help you out with the nightmare of open enrollment. And tell him I sent you. Do it today. So yes, it's really quite amusing. And, to kind of wrap this up with a bow, Trump is over in Davos, Switzerland this week. And, being the boss that he is, and he's basically, giving all these people the middle finger and being like, this is how it's going to be and blah, blah, blah. But I have to end this video with a chef's kiss. It's kind of related, kind of not related, but we're putting it in there anyway because it's so good. Scott Bessent, the best Treasury Secretary we have ever seen, okay? Scott Bessent, who never forget, used to work for George Soros as the Open Society Foundation, I believe. He worked for one Soros entity. If you know, please leave it in the comments. But the point is that he was on the inside, like seeing what the lizard people were all about, seeing what these freaks do, okay? And so because of his vantage point and because of being a conservative, he was like the perfect undercover agent, because he was like, I'm gay, I work for Soros, of course I couldn't possibly be MAGA. He's like, oh, I could possibly be MAGA. So he's over there with Trump in Davos right now, and he called out Patrick Bateman, Governor Patrick Bateman, aka Gavin Newsom, which, for the record, I've been calling Gavin Newsom Patrick Bateman for these many years, but Scott Bessent, he went there, man, and he basically called out Gavin for being there, like doing a shadow presidency kind of thing. But actually, he's just hanging out with his little butt buddy, Alex Soros. Roll that clip.
I think it's very, very ironic that Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and Davos is the perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry, and I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking. Because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Thank you very much.
Let me know if you need any further clarification.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not his butt buddy, his sugar daddy. Same diff.
Now bark like a dog.
Okay, but I love it. I am here for all of this. Yes, this is what I voted for, ladies and gentlemen. And I know if you're watching this, this is what you voted for too. So, chef's kiss all around. Keep it up, freaks. Keep it up, because you're pissing off these ICE agents, you're pissing off the Border Patrol, and you're pissing off the silent majority that little over a year ago gave Trump a mandate to do exactly what he's doing. So, 93% of the media can kiss my ass. They think they're getting scalps. They're not. They're showing that ass, and the American people see it, and we're sick of it. And we are basically telling ICE, do what you got to do. All right, that is where I'm going to leave today's video. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And remember to keep kicking ass and taking names, and to always let thy will be done. Peace.